Good morning, everyone. My name is Jean-Edouard Communal, CEO of Miratlas, and our company is providing data and atmospheric modeling for trans-atmospheric optical network. So what does it mean? Quite simply, radio frequency is reaching its limit in terms of capacity and spectrum availability. So all current constellations are working on optical intersatellite links. Why optics? Many advantages: capacity, regulations, security, all good stuff. So it's like a no-brainer for space. However, if you want to have cross-atmospheric links, you need to manage weather conditions, which needs to be known all the time, locally and continuously. These parameters are cloud cover, turbulence, and absorption. If you want to take a snapshot, that's the whole slide of all the information. The rest is just images. So this is the complexity, what it looks like. This is a time lapse of atmospheric turbulence over the whole world, and this is what we have to deal with. So as you can see, it's a quite complex problem to solve. But we can solve it through atmospheric data and site diversity, redundancy through the local network, the global terrestrial infrastructure. So this is what we provide. We help people to do the site selection through our instrumentation and modeling. Then we help the network planning and design according to the database of atmospheric data we gather. And finally, we provide the forecast and routing necessary to optimize the network operations. So short demonstration being better than a long speech. This is our software package, which includes the terrestrial infrastructure. So we have a couple of test sites here. You have cable landing sites. You have optical fiber networks. And this is the ground infrastructure which provide the site diversity which we'll need. And on top of that, we can layer our composite atmospheric function, which takes into account the cloud, the turbulence, the absorption. And quite simply, we need to look through the clouds, through the atmospheric, for the best place where we can see the terrestrial infrastructure. So, for example, here you see that Africa and the Middle East are quite convenient. There we go. Short demonstration here. If you look at Chile here, you will see that there's a very good reason why astronomers set their telescope there. You have quite clear sky, no turbulence whatsoever. In this case, the cable landing sites are near the sea, which is less desirable. Same thing in the Nevada desert, quite positive results. However, the next thing we need to do to optimize this model is to have statistical data to be able to reinforce the model quality. And that goes, that's because astronomers measure turbulence by night only. And for telecom, you need to have the turbulence by night and by day. So this model will evolve over time and will be able to provide much more precise data. You can also see that this data is static. It's based on a yearly average of over 2 years. So it's quite relevant in terms of cloud cover and turbulence. Here, for example, in Australia, very little cloud cover. However, because of the heat, you have a lot of turbulence, which is quite detrimental to optical communication. And as you can see, the infrastructure is really on the coast, so it's kind of lacking. So this is very interesting to know where would be the good place to set the instrument. Now, the next step of the analysis is not statistically time average, but it's locally on each station. We have the data on every parameters, which will be able to use to inform the optical ground segment design, the telescope, and so forth. But the next thing you can do is multi-site time-lapse analysis. So on each one of these sites of the network, we're able to tell what will be the availability and the capacity of the site. And then we can do a combination analysis and go from one site down to 50% availability to 8 sites to 90% availability. So the goal is really to optimize the availability of the network, the minimum number of sites and the minimum cost. So this is us. Our main market is optical laser comms. Atmospheric science through the measurements of turbulence, the instability of the atmosphere, which is warming up, not good, and of course astronomy. So thank you very much for your attention. Come and visit us. We're on the GFAS booth just right next door.